We are starting from page 10, the chapter on establishing the prayer في إقام الصلاة. قال المصنف رحمه الله تعالى ونفعنا الله تعالى به وهو الإتيان بها مقومة بشروطها وأركانها, which means it, meaning the obligation to establish the prayer, is to perform it together with its conditions and integrals. The difference between conditions and integrals is what? Conditions are those things that precede the prayer. Integrals are those things which are an obligation within the prayer. So, conditions, what's done before. Integrals, what's done in the prayer. Conditions of the prayer. فشرائطها ستة وهي الطهارة من الحدث والطهارة من الخبث وستر العورة واستقبال القبلة والوقت والنية. Its conditions are 6. They are, meaning the conditions done before the prayer. Purification from ritual impurity as opposed to actual impurity. What is ritual impurity? Ritual impurity is, for instance, someone has no wudu. There is no actual impurity upon him, but ritually he is impure. Someone may be in a state of janaba, major ritual impurity, but have no actual impurity on his body. He is ritually impure as opposed to being actually impure. So removal of ritual impurity. So like performing wudu removes ritual impurity. Purification from filth, meaning actual impurity, like an actual impurity on the body or the clothing. Removal of this is an obligation. Covering one's nakedness, awra. For a man, this is from just below the belly button up to and including the knees. So the belly button itself is not included, but whatever is below the belly button up to and including the knees. This is an obligation. It does not mean a person prays with only shorts, meaning if you have shorts so long that they cover the knees and you pray, the prayer is still makruh, disliked, because you should cover the shoulders and the chest. But the obligation is, the minimal obligation is this much. For the women, the obligation is covering the hair and covering the entire body with the exception of the face and the hands, the awra of the woman. Facing the qibla, so facing the correct direction, meaning qibla, meaning facing Makkah, the direction of Makkah al-Mukarramah. And if in Makkah al-Mukarramah, facing al-Masjid al-Haram. What is al-Masjid al-Haram? The masjid in which the Kaaba is located. The commencement of prayer time, meaning the time must be in. And the intention to perform the prayer, which is niyyah. These things are done all prior to the prayer. The author states integrals of the prayer, meaning those things which are. If everyone could turn to page 10, the sisters as well, if you could turn to page 10 and 11, we have reached page 11. Integrals of the prayer. وأركانها أيضا ستة وهي تكبيرة الإحرام والقيام والقراءة والركوع والسجود والقعود الأخير قدر التشهد. Its integrals are also 6. They are the takbirah for ihram, meaning doing the takbir, saying Allahu Akbar. Standing, qiyam. So with standing is fard in the fard prayer, wajib in the wajib prayer, sunnah muakkada in the sunnah muakkada prayer, mustahab, desirable in the mustahab prayer, and nafal in the nafal prayer. So when he states the integral of the prayer is qiyam, this integral of the prayer is in reference to the fard prayer and wajib in the wajib prayer. Recitation of the Quran. Recitation of any part of the Quran is an integral of the prayer, but reciting Surah Al-Fatiha specifically and a chapter after Surah Al-Fatiha is wajib. So, meaning, if someone prays the prayer and they recite any verse of the Quran, their prayer is done, but they have performed a disliked act by leaving Surah Al-Fatiha and a second chapter. So they must repeat the prayer because they have performed a disliked act. After this, number 4, bowing, meaning ruku' is one of the integrals of the prayer. Ruku'. Number 5, prostration. Number 6, and the final sitting for the duration it takes to read the testification of faith, tashahhud. So, sitting down in the last cycle of the prayer, for the amount it takes for a person to recite tashahhud. What is a tashahhud? At-tahiyatu lillahi wa salawatu wa tayyibatu, all the way up to abduhu wa rasuluh. This much amount of sitting is essential, meaning integral of the prayer. If you miss any one of these inside of the prayer, then the fard prayer is not performed. Meaning, if someone doesn't perform takbiratul ihram, the prayer is not done. If they do not do qiyam, standing, the prayer is not done. If they miss ruku', the prayer is not done. If they miss sujood, the prayer is not done. If they miss tashahhud, then the prayer is not done. These are integrals of the prayer.